Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. This is for all my homies in Bruges. Bruges, released in 2008 and is directed by Martin McDonagh, who's also directed such films like Seven Psychopaths, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, The Banshees of Inisherin, and is the playwright behind one of my favorite plays of all time, The Pillow Man. And this film is starring Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ralph Fiennes. And the reason why we're talking about In Bruges today is because I have a little downtime in between my recommendations that I've received from my subscribers and my fans out there, and wanted to go back to the original concept that I had for this channel, where I have all of my DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks cataloged and written down, and I just put them into a random generator, and whichever one randomly pops up, that's what I'm doing. So In Bruges popped up, which I'm super happy about. Movie that I own and that I've never watched. And yes, it's almost been 20 years. I have heard so many great things about this movie over the years, but it's just a movie I've never gotten around to watching. So finally forced myself to watch it, and I have to concur with everyone. This film is quite excellent. And I'm also super excited to get this review done because, I don't know, recording this review is going to be the death of me. I have attempted to record this twice, and both times I thought I hit the power on button and the record button. The first time I went through the entire review, went up to turn it off, and it was already off because I never hit the record button. So I was like, son of a bitch, motherfucker. So I went to go record it again, thought I hit the record button again. This time I stopped halfway through the review to see if it was recording just to make sure, and guess what? Once again, I did not hit the record button. So I have checked it, and I'm going to check it multiple times for this review, but it seems to be working this time. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're recording. So I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm not going to be angry about this, because you know what? This movie's so freaking good, it's great to talk about it 3 fucking times. After a successful hit on a Catholic priest, Ray and Ken are ordered to hold up in Bruges for the next 2 weeks, waiting for their boss to give them their next assignment. So Ken sees this as a vacation and is taking in all of the sights and loving the event, while Ray is struggling to entertain himself and is going stir crazy. It's so fucking frustrating, because I've already said that plot synopsis that I've generated in my head 2 different times, and that was the 3rd time. Please, dear God, are we still recording? Okay. Yes, we are. We're good. We're good. We're still fine here. We're now. Thank you. How are you? So whenever you talk about a Martin McDonagh production, you're always going to realize that this production, whether it's a play, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV show, it's going to be dealing with dark comedy. And dark comedy looks at the comedic side of the bleaker side of life. If there are hitmen, or if people are being shot at, or if someone is dealing with cancer, dark comedy looks at the humorous things that happen in those situations. Whereas when you say it out loud, you're like, what's so funny about people being shot at? Or what's so funny about having cancer? And you know what? Life is too short not to laugh and not to have a good time. There are some humorous things that come along with every single situation that you are in. And now that I say that, someone in the comments is going to say, just like the most horrific situation of all time, and they're going to be like, yeah, so was that funny, Caleb? And then I'm going to have to come up with the comedic side of that, and then I'm probably going to get canceled on here. So I kind of walked into that one, but you know what? I don't care. This is the 3rd time I'm recording this review. I just want to get through it. But this is what Martin McDonagh specializes in. He focuses on real-life situations, but also looking at kind of silliness and the humorous side of these real-life and dark situations. And that's exactly what we get in here. We have these 2 hitmen who are dealing with the PTSD. In particular, Ray, Colin Farrell's character, is dealing with the PTSD of the hit that they just committed. Even though it went right, things didn't go exactly according to plan. I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, because I definitely recommend that you check this out. And that's a big plot point when it comes to this character that I want you to experience for the first time. Not for like the 3rd fucking time recording a review, am I right? Right? Am I still recording? And I think Colin Farrell does a fantastic job with his portrayal of Ray dealing with that PTSD and being stir crazy and just not wanting to be held up in one specific place in time. He just wants to keep going because he doesn't want to deal and process with the PTSD of what happened during that hit. And Farrell is great with his portrayal of this character and the way that he's able to take a sentence or a line of dialogue that if you read seems very bleak and seems very serious and dark, but what he's able to do with the tone and pitch of his voice and how he just fluctuates it constantly while he's beating someone's nose in or shooting a gun and blinding someone, it makes the situation more relatable, it makes the situation more humorous, to where the audience is not so uptight and so tense. We are laughing at the situation, even though it is a darker situation. There are times when he's talking up here and then he comes down here to his regular voice, but then all of a sudden he comes up here again. He's like, what are you talking about? He's great. He's the wild one. He's the crazy one. He's the one that has all of the obvious comedic bits that happen in this film. And a great foil to him is Brendan Gleeson playing Ken, who has been in the Hitman game for a very long time. So when he's ordered to go to Bruges for a couple of weeks, he sees this as a vacation. This is an opportunity to relax and chill out, take in the scenery. They go around there, they're acting like tourists. They walk up to the top of this beautiful tower in the middle of the city to check in the sights and look at the scenery and the horizon. And if I was in this situation, I would totally be the Ken. I would be the Brendan Gleeson character. I would just sit up there in that tower all day. Like, that's just beautiful. And again, he's a great foil to Colin Farrell playing Ray. If this were a comedic duo, this would be Abbott and Costello. Ray would be Costello, and Brendan Gleeson's Ken, he would be the Abbott in this situation. He's the straight man. All the craziness and high energy performance things that we're getting from Colin Farrell, they just kind of bounce off of Brendan Gleeson, and he has a no reaction a lot of the time, and that's humorous. But probably the best performance, and he only comes in the last act of this movie, but it's definitely worth the wait, and he's such a breath of fresh air to this film that, again, is dark comedy, it's very bleak, but Ralph Fiennes, when he shows up, he's the boss of these hitmen, and how he just cusses every other word. He says fuck constantly, and the dialogue he has is the standard Martin McDonagh dialogue again that we're used to seeing from him. Just all matter of fact, very straightforward, very straight manish, but he's also someone if you don't want to cross. He's a man of principle, so as long as you stay in the politeness, if you stay in the correct lane, there's not going to be any problem. But if you cross him, if you look at him incorrectly in any way, he's going to bash your head in. And not in a playful way. He will straight up murder you, and that's totally fine. I hate to say that Ralph Fiennes is the best part of this movie. I mean, he is, in my opinion, but I don't want that to downgrade what Colin Farrell and what Brendan Gleeson do on their own right, because they're freaking fantastic as well. This is just a great cast, and it's a great story. It keeps upping the ante. You keep guessing where this is going, and then there's a little twist that happens in the middle of Act 2. We're like, okay, here's what's actually happening, and now we're going to see how these characters react to this big situation once everyone finds out. It's a solid dark comedy script that I absolutely loved from beginning to end. I really can't think of anything that is terrible about this film other than I just wanted it to keep going. How about this? This is one of those movies that makes me believe that, oh, hey, you can be shot 12 to 20 times all over your body and still walk away from it. I feel like that's very Hollywood-esque. Like, if that were to happen in real life, I don't think the normal, average, everyday person is going to be walking away from it. But, it's a movie. So when that happens, people walk away from it. Or does it actually happen? It's kind of an ambiguous ending. Whoa! Guess you're going to have to watch this movie to find out, and I definitely hope you do, because this film is excellent. I'm going to give In Bruges 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good. Good.
We recorded. This review recorded. Yay! I'm finally done with it. Awesome. So guys, have you seen In Bruges? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.